Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Formula One podcast straight to the apex. The guys here, they're talking races gone, and they're talking races to come. Race news, race reviews, race previews, it's all here. It's all in one Formula One podcast. Aren't you spoilt by this absolute delight of a podcast? I listen every week, not because I have to, because I want to, because it's one of the best out there, if not the best. Just saying. Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review and share the podcast around. If you've got a Formula One fan in your life, send this their way. They will love it. Right, let's hear from the guys. Here we go. This is CookieCast, straight to the apex.
Hello. Welcome to Straight to the Apex podcast on the CookieCast. This is Series 4, Episode 19. I'm in the driving seat, the lead seat this week. Mark, joined as always, is two guests, one in a hoodie who was a bit of a chav. Tony.
Hello. How are we doing?
The other one is gorgeous and he's wearing a Hulk air shirt, and it's James.
Guests?
Not guests.
And I didn't think that. Oh, absolute piece of shit.
Fucking hell. I know what we fucking... You know what?
So 4 seasons, friends for years. Guests.
What was the podcast I was going to launch? Was it, fuck the Apex? That was it.
I apologise, co-hosts. The power went to my head. It's been a while since I've led. The power's gone to my head. I'm rhyming.
I've got a new microphone. Oh, look at me. Look at me and my fancy microphone. I'm in the lead now. These are my guests.
I'm a big deal now. I've got a big-ass microphone. That's it. Keep up, bitches. So, I've upset my co-hosts already. I do apologise. So, this is Straight to the Apex with my co-hosts, Tony and James, not guests. Not guests. Okay. Thank you to Andy at CookieCast for, as always, having us on. Guys, we had a race last weekend, Singapore. Initial thoughts, I know what James is going to say. I don't want to touch on what James is going to say till the second half, because I'll be honest, I'm going to devote the second half of the podcast to James' rants about a certain Australian driver.
Fuck yeah.
As soon as it happened in the race, I knew. I knew what was going to happen. I knew James's little face was like, yes, the whiny little bitch. So, news. Any news?
Obviously, we want to touch on the last episode because, well, he was still alive then. But Hamilton's pooch,
Oscar, has passed away.
Yep, he had to put him to sleep, didn't he? Not the best kind of, I think as we've all had pets that we've had to, we've been involved in that decision or been around that decision. Not good.
Yeah. It was a weird one because never met Lewis, never met his dog, but you see his dog pretty much every week or every other week on the TV with him. So you've almost like watched him grow up from a pup and stuff like that, and then when you find that out, you actually... I was sat there, I saw it on Facebook, and even I was a little bit like heartbroken. Never met the dog. Could have been an asshole. I don't know, but...
I know. No.
We can relate. We can all relate.
Yeah. McLaren are Constructors' Champions.
Finally.
Hamilton's social dig media at Alonso after radio rant. That was quite amusing. We'll speak about that in the race because that's also Fernando Alonso. Any other news before we go to the practice correspondent, Tony?
Not that I can think of.
No. It's been quiet, like I said, barring Roscoe, obviously. There was some rumours that Hamilton wasn't going to turn up to Singapore, but
I know
he was there. He was racing. So quali. I'll be honest, I've got 2 points from quali. Gasly stopped bringing out the yellow flags at end of Q1. Max moaning about Norris was traffic, yet it was 2 seconds in front of him, so all it was the dirty air.
I think that is about. I ain't got anything else. I think Norris. It was very close between him, Oscar, and Max. It was Russell, wasn't it, that absolutely dominated.
All 3 sessions, really. I mean, well, both Mercedes cars, really. I mean, I think through Q1, McLaren weren't really anywhere to be seen, and at one point it was like, what's going on? Why is Piastri so far back? I mean, don't get me wrong, I was sitting there, and all I kept saying was, it's a shame it's not towards the end of Q1, so that it'd be a case of, well, Piastri's out and he hasn't done a fucking lap. But yeah, Q2, started pipping it up a little bit. There was just, I don't know, there just didn't seem to be much in either of the cars in any of the 3 qualifying sessions at all. It was just,
Well, practice was weird because I think there was a different car at the top of every practice session, and then, like you say, quali. I'll be honest. I mean, I think the stats were that Max hasn't won around Singapore yet. However, he's the form driver, form team coming into Singapore. I thought it'd be pole. Apparently, it would have been pole for that pesky Norris 2 seconds in front of him. How dare you be so close? But Russell,
it would have been pole, if Russell wasn't faster. Yeah.
It was just a steady qualifying, wasn't it? There's the usual suspects went out at the right times. I think the only thing is the Williams disqualification.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll come on to that in a sec. So, Bortoleto, Stroll, Colapinto, Ocon, Gasly knocked out Q1. Hülkenberg, Albon, Sainz, Lawson, Tsunoda knocked out Q2. Russell was pole, Max second, Piastri third, Antonelli fourth. Then it was Norris, Lewis, Leclerc, Hadjar, Behrman, Alonso. As Tony touched on there, it then come out pretty quickly about Ted was still on his notebook. Literally, I think he just started it. The Williams, was it the DRS was it? It was mil, wasn't it?
If I remember rightly, the maximum the gap in the rear wing can be is 85 mil. And I don't think theirs was much wider. It was only a little bit wider than that. The breached, obviously, they exceeded the limit and stuff like that, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they breached it by a mil. I'm sure that's what they said. So it was 88 or 87.8 or something daft like that. But it was basically they'd not tightened it and it was opening a little bit more. So both cars got kicked out of quali. I think Albon started in the pit lane. Sainz went to the back of the grid.
It was a weird one as well because, I mean, you know for a fact, obviously, that was just through routine checks that was found.
Yeah.
The only other time I can remember something like that was, and I'm sure it was Hamilton's car, and you remember it was after quali, and Max went over to the car and just like ran his finger just along the rear wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very weird that Max is looking at that wing so close, and then a couple of hours later they went, so he's been disqualified. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, weird, very very weird. Sorry, I'm just making my predictions. So, yeah, quali was. I mean, Singapore. It was a hot race. It was deemed. I can't remember the terminology that they used. It was the first race that they've deemed it a potential red zone race. So they was allowed to wear the cooling vests that are plugged into the car, and they had all them on. Science tested it, and apparently it kept him cool for 15 minutes previously, but they said they've perfected it, so I haven't heard any feedback on how the rest performed, but it was hot. Mercedes don't normally do well in hot, and Russell put it on pole. So decent lap, to be fair. I mean, he scraped the wall as well, and he put in 2 laps that were fast enough for pole, so like, hats off to him.
Hats off, quick, man. Very quick.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I say, even Antonelli, 4th, pretty good.
Yeah.
So anything else from Quali?
No.
Not really from this Quali. There was something I saw earlier, and to be honest with you, when I read it, I was like, why didn't I realise this before? That just makes perfect sense. That the format of qualifying is going to change next year.
Is it?
Why?
Well, this is what I thought. I was at work, it popped up, I was like, oh, interesting. What they're going to do? Are they going to do a reverse lap or something like that? No, they've just said, instead of 5 people going out in Q1 and Q2, 6 will go out in Q1, 6 will go out in Q2. Like, okay, and then it said, because obviously Cadillac's in there, so there's 2 more teams. Like, well, oh, right, yeah.
Because I was thinking, that's stupid, because it's a top 10 shootout, and now,
yeah.
Makes sense now.
Method to the madness.
Once we thought, oh, yeah.
Simple maths. Who'd have thought?
I know. Wow, it's as easy as that. So the race. So I'm going to get straight to it, because I feel like this is going to be the rest of this part. It is a short podcast today. I'm not going to lie. Celebrity Traitors is on at 9 o'clock, and I want to be watching it. That is brutally.
Jesus! Other reality TV shows and celebrity specials are available, folks.
They are. I mean, if you want to watch maths, that's up to you. If you're that way inclined, by all means. I reckon Tony watches it by the smirk on his face.
You know what? I haven't watched TV in a long time.
All right, caveman. Okay,
more of a YouTube guy now. Actually.
Oh dear.
Quite the opposite.
Wow. Anyway, on that note, so I'm going to get straight to it. There was light rain just before the race. Thought, hey up, here we go. They were doing the reconnaissance laps. The pit straight was absolutely bone dry. Back of the circuit was wet. I thought, here we fucking go. And then it's that humid and hot in Singapore. It had dried up in half an hour. So it was no issues. Lights went out. Norris crashed into the back of Max, then turned right, banged wheels with a certain other car that happened to be his teammate, forced him off the road, and then started the Piastri radio calls. James, take it from here.
I've saved half of the Piastri radio calls and made them my ringtones and messaging tones now, just so I can listen to that whiny little bitch every fucking day. And so far, I haven't thrown my fucking phone at a wall yet either, so really good. So I'll correct you a little bit with, some of the you may have used there. Interesting start. Obviously, Norris was he 5th?
Yes, he was 5th, yeah.
From 5th.
Yeah.
By turn 3, he had already overtaken Antonelli and Piastri. Piastri started bitching and moaning. The stewards looked at it and went, yeah, there's no further action. McLaren looked at it and went, there's no further action. Piastri just continued to whine like a whiny little bitch. But it's an intro, and I liked it. In fact, I liked Norris through that entire race. I mean, for one thing, he showed, you know what, I can be that driver if I want to be. We've all kind of said it. Sometimes he bottles it. He hasn't got that kind of I will be a dick mindset, but he did in that race, and that shows. Even though he was that far behind on championship points and stuff like that, he still wants to go for it. And you know what? He went for it. And everyone said if he hadn't have taken that opportunity, Singapore's a hard race to overtake on.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously he was coming in hot. He was on the inside at the turn. He bumps into Max. At the same time, bumps into Piastri, and then I think he bumps into Piastri again. And then after that, Piastri's just a bitch.
Did you think the contact was harsh? Did you think I'm going to throw this to Tony before James goes in. Did you think the contact was harsh? Did you think it was unfair? Because a lot of Piastri's calls where, are you going to let him get away with that? What about our ground rules in the team? Do you think it was just a 10-1 start of the race incident?
I think so. It was a little bit of a knock. Norris did go past him, but it's all the makings of a 10-1 incident. So I don't understand why Piastri's getting so caught up about it. Maybe it's because his immaturity. Maybe it's because the situation is just getting to him now.
Pressure.
It's the first time I have seen, well, Mr. Cool it's broken. It's broken a little bit. The pressure's actually getting to him, which I've not really noticed much, but this was definitely, on this occasion, the worst I've seen it.
He's in his own head.
Yes, he's one of them people, isn't he? He's one of them people that is opposite to me. Well, not the opposite to me, but I struggle to relate to it. He's in his own head, and he's so cool on the outside that on the inside he eats away at himself, and it gets to a point where it comes out as like arrogance and bitchiness and just manginess and rude and entitled almost. And this is what we're seeing now. And even the antics after the race, it was still going on. Like he hadn't put it to bed. That makes me think it's probably still going on now. And it's Wednesday. So is this going to drag on to the next race? Yes, I think so. I think this has now got the makings of a really tasty end of season finale.
Yeah, the next 6 or 7 races, I can't remember how many there are.
Because he lost it, didn't he? They said it was a racing incident, and in the race, he lost it. He absolutely lost it. It makes me think what happened in Azerbaijan. And that first corner incident, that got to his head again, and that's why he crashed.
He stalled. Yeah, Azerbaijan, he had the double stall.
He fucked up qualifying.
Double stall.
He put pressure on himself, so he fucked up the start. And then he put even more pressure on himself. Nearly crashed, and then he crashed anyway.
The commentators are still winding me up though when they're saying, "Oh, the man who's been so cool, calm, and collected all season, you know, he's struggling." I've said it for the last 2 races because he's never been under pressure. How much pressure can you be under when you're in the lead?
Exactly.
But as soon as he's not on that 1-2, something just goes wrong. And I agree with what Tony said there. It's maybe is that the immaturity and the arrogance as well. He's done so well so far this season that he thinks, you know what, I'm the fucking GOAT and all this kind of shit. And then guess what, mate? Reality's hit you in the face.
I really wanted to disagree with you both, in fact, because I am a bit of a Piastri fan after Lewis, but he let himself down. And pressure does really funny things to people. And
I said before, didn't I? Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I lost all respect for, because I did also like Piastri. I liked them both and thought one of these is going to be, you know, the champion this year. Absolutely. And I don't care who. And then I lost all respect for the guy at that one race when he got a penalty and he started saying, guys, you know what, if you think the penalty is unfair, you should make me and Norris swap around. because if you think it's unfair, then I should have the win.
Mm.
I saw that. I was like, no.
And that's another thing. Actually, you make that's one of the biggest points out of all of this is a McLaren team that set these standards of this when way back last season when you swap positions. You're in this mess. You created this mess. But if you think about it, Piastri's kind of been this guy who this kind of does follow him around a bit, doesn't it? From the whole Alpine incident and how he ended up at McLaren anyway.
Yeah.
He's a very, when things are going great, he looks amazing, doesn't he? He looks out of this world, not all this well, but he looks almost top of his game. But you've got to judge a person and a driver through the bad times more than you have the good times. Absolutely.
Well,
that's my thing. I don't think I'm not that gutted.
That was deep. Well done.
I'm not that gutted because I've never really given him that much credit from myself because I don't rate him that well. I mean, I'm looking at drivers that haven't got the greatest car and are passing drivers. I'm looking for them. I'm looking for this weekend Ollie Behrman flying down the inside, Kimi Antonelli flying down the inside. I'm looking at them and thinking, yeah, these Hadjar's had a good couple of races, but
he's going to be a star. If he carries on, as long as he don't go in the Red Bull next year, he's going to be an absolute star.
I think that, and ultimately, guys, I think he's going to end up in Red Bull.
I do, which will ruin him.
Yeah,
I'd leave him where he is, but no,
I can see him as a part of the dark side of F1. Kind of, a lot of people love him and a lot of people hate him, and he doesn't really give a shit about what you think. His results on the track will prove it.
But no, I think Piastri pressure is starting to get to him, and I mean, James said it a few weeks ago when he was like, "Oh, I think we should swap." When obviously that incident happened, he was at it again. They was never going to swap positions for banging wheels. Like, I'm sorry, but it was a turn one thing. All right, it was a bit over aggressive. Like you say, we've not actually seen that from Norris, so fair play to him. But he steamed in. He made a couple of positions. He hit Max, and that kind of sent him right. So it wasn't that he was over aggressive, pushing him off. That's the way the car went.
If he was on his own and it was lap 6 and Lando had just gone oversteered into him because Lando was trying to pass him, I would be inclined to agree with Oscar and be like, yeah, it was maybe a bit aggressive there. His hit, yeah. Maybe they should have let him go back.
But all Piastri did there was, and he's showing it more and more, he's just a petulant child. He genuinely is. If it's not going his way and he's not winning, he throws his fucking toys out the pram.
They won the championship this weekend. They won the Constructors' Championship. Yeah. Didn't go on the podium. He didn't even join. He joined them the latest for the photo show because
he unplugged his helmet, didn't he? While Zach was talking, thanking him.
Yeah, that was
winning
the
Constructors.
Thing. I couldn't believe that.
Petulant child. Yeah, that is a bit.
Your manager's talking to you and you blank him. Fucking hell.
McLaren's came out either today or yesterday and said, "Oh yeah, no, that's not really what actually happened there." They said, "Oh yeah, it's the footage was out of sync." He'd already even started talking. I'm like, "No, come on, don't try and save fit." And this is the other thing that Piastri needs to think as well, because yes, he's at McLaren. Yes, he's doing well. Yes, McLaren's doing well. But one of the failures that George Russell has is he doesn't have a fan base. He does have a fan base, but it's not a strong one.
No.
Now, granted, driving for a fast team can bring stuff in. Absolutely. But if you're a dick, you're not going to have sponsorship. And as much as McLaren might love him and stuff like that, if he's not bringing sponsorship to the table, he's not... he's not like Lewis Hamilton where, someone just signs him up and all of a sudden the fucking shares shoot up fucking tenfold overnight.
That's a Toto Max Verstappen there, isn't it? You can just see what Toto's doing there.
Yeah,
exactly.
And what Piastri's not thinking, his own personality traits and stuff like that. It's like, mate, you could not jeopardize it, but you could slow your career down in the way you are.
Because he's really young. He's really young, so really, like you say, he could ruin, like you say, everything. McLaren might say, we don't want to deal with you.
His stunt with Alpine was brilliant, and it was like, you know what, that's a very good ballsy move. I really like that. Well played.
On top of his shit, him and his manager, people around him, they're on it. They know what they want.
Yeah.
Kudos to you there. No fucking around. I agree. But, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying now, and he needs to be careful.
Yeah. So, like you say, the McLaren were never going to swap the positions. Piastri, from that turn 1 incident, had a bee in his bonnet pretty much all race, didn't he? He was just angry.
I think it was 3 laps. So the first one was like, well, it's not very team-like, but, you know, whatever. And then, like, so we're not going to do anything about him barging me out of the way like that. And then when they came back, I went, yeah, we've looked into it. There's no further action. But we'll discuss it after the race. And then he's like, yeah, that's not fair, man. That's not fair.
Yeah.
I think by then they'd already watched it and was like, well, you know what, Piastri, you wasn't exactly being very clever about it either. So I think it was that kind of, we're not going to discuss this with you now because we want our constructors.
Well, his engineer was just like, Oscar, let's just calm down, concentrate on your race. Because let's be honest, I know there's not a lot of overtakes in Singapore. I know there isn't. But if you're the faster driver, you'd have got by him. Simple as. Yeah. And you didn't.
Yeah, I thought that.
And then there was the whole pit stop thing again, where the kind of team said to Norris, do you mind if Oscar pits early? And there was like, oh, will they let him? Will they let him? And he was like, yeah, fine. Like, just, it was a bit, a blot on the copybook of Oscar Piastri. Another one.
I did like Norris, though, for that kind of thing. Because I said to Charlie, when he was saying I was going to swap us around, I went, if McLaren swap them now, I will lose all respect for McLaren because there was nothing wrong with that move. And on top of that, by then, Norris was like 2 seconds in front of bloody Piastri. And it's that kind of, you swap them around now for Norris to slow down enough for Piastri to get in front of him because, you know, you want to be fair to the drivers. Leclerc was that fucking close. So he was that far up Piastri's ass. Fucking Piastri could probably taste Brill cream, in all honesty. So,
all the generation
that slowed down, he would have lost his place to Piastri and Leclerc and. So it's like, you can't do that.
No.
And then luckily they didn't. But I loved it because they went to Norris and went, look, Norris, you know, how do you feel about having Piastri going for you, you know, to defend against Leclerc? Like what they said the week before, 2 weeks before. I just went, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
Fucking get in.
Yeah.
Fucking
good on him.
Get in. What happened? Piastri goes in and his pit stop turns to shit.
Yeah. Slow. It was a slow right or slow left rear tyre, wasn't it, I think? Yeah. But, well, we've covered Piastri, so should we literally have a quick break ourselves, go straight back into it and talk about the rest of the race?
I think so.
Yeah, because I want to
right. See you at the other side.
Bye.
Hey, you. Yeah, you that's listening right now. Thanks very much for tuning into this episode of Straight to the Apex, the Formula One podcast from CookieCast. If you're enjoying this episode, why not like, share and subscribe? Whilst you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts that CookieCast has to offer. If you like football, we've got a football podcast. NFL more your thing? Then the Laces Out podcast is for you. Maybe even a little bit of the wrestling. Just look for the Getting Over podcast on CookieCast. Maybe you want to listen to Andy's Darkest Timeline. It's there too. So, the F1 boys have probably got themselves a drink. It's time to get back to the action.
Just like that, we are back. Seconds for you guys, just one advert for us. Pretty much seconds.
Pretty much like Charlie, that.
What?
Seconds.
Wow.
That's all it needed, though.
So, Russell, after 10 laps, had built up a 4-second gap to Max. The Dutchman reporting difficulties with downshifts. Again, I feel like this is every race on the Red Bull. Norris, let's be honest, didn't get near Max. I'm trying to think what else kind of happened in the race. I know Norris clipped the wall but avoided damage.
A couple times.
Had problems all race. Was losing more tenths. And what happened was he kind of came up against a very veteran in that we call him Fernando Alonso, who got a bit stuck behind him and got a bit frustrated and came out with a comment of the trophy for the hero of the day goes to him or something.
Yeah.
And, that made me giggle. He was on one.
He was feisty.
Alonso's radio calls was brilliant.
I mean,
at one point when they started telling him the weather or something like that, and he went, "Mate, if you're gonna give me updates on every lap, I'm disconnecting you."
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there was that comment, the hero of the day award, and then, like I say, at the end of the race, he obviously we'll talk about Lewis's brake problems, but he was just swearing constantly on the radio and basically calling Lewis a cheat and every name under the sun. I really don't think he likes him, does he? He really don't like Lewis.
What was his comments about the tyres? I want to say that the guy on the radio was on about like Colapinto or something like that, or it was whoever was behind went, "Oh, Colapinto's on 40 lap 40 lap old hard tyres," and he goes, "My tyres feel like they're 200 laps old," and then just starts laughing. Like, he's fun today.
But I think he had a point, Mark, on what you were touching on earlier. Lewis Hamilton loses his brakes, so decides to cut every single corner. Basically,
when you can't stop, what you're meant to do on the last lap, let's be honest, Alonso would have done the same. Alonso would have just cut the corner to keep Lewis behind him, regardless of brakes. To be brutally honest,
it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I get it, but at the same time, I kind of feel that it's unfair because the 5-second penalty was because he exceeded track limits.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, what was the guy meant to do? He barely had brakes.
I don't know. There's just some discrepancies. Who else brought one up? Norris's end plate was obviously broke, wasn't it? Since when he hit Piastri, as we've already spoke about. But I'm sure if you go back, I don't know if it was a Sauber. Got a penalty for exactly the same thing.
For it being on an angle and it never coming off, they got a penalty for that. Yeah, I did think that. I thought he was very lucky because every lap it seemed to be getting more of an angle and more of an angle, but it didn't come off. So you've seen others hanging off, it come off, smash into smithereens, and then, I mean, someone made a point, them end plates are pointless. Because they seem to go faster when they knock them off.
Yeah, there's that, and I mean that it was on one side. It was also if it does have any kind of drive towards aero force and stuff like that, you would think one side being slightly skew with to the other, it would have some kind of impact. And yet Norris was able to pull away from Piastri, close a gap on Max, clip a wall, losing about a second and a half, and then close that second and a half back up on Max very quickly. And that's with effectively a busted up nose.
Yeah.
Things are probably about as useful as the wet tyres.
Yeah. I mean, they've made changes a couple of years ago to Singapore and took out a chicane so they don't go under a tunnel anymore. It's not made it any more exciting, has it, as a track? It's one of them. quali. It's all about quali. It's almost like a little step up to Monaco. That's what it is. Really,
Yeah.
it's not.
Is it prestigious in the respect that it was the first night race ever? It was the home of the first night race.
Yeah,
and it's such a ridiculously. It is an iconic location.
I love the view of the people in the swimming pool watching the race from like a billion stories up, and literally they look like tiny micro machines. I don't know if Tony will know what micro machines are.
I know, Mike. Yeah,
good. I'd be interested in seeing what the figures are for like crowds, because you get it at, they always post a crowd at Silverstone, they always post a crowd at Monza, they will post a crowd at Texas this week. Next weekend. That's good because it's a sprint race, so that would have been a fun weekend for us all, which we'll touch on. They never post attendances at places like Singapore, Baku.
Yeah.
So it's odd, and it's almost like, could I quite easily get tickets, because you never see a crowd apart from the pit straight. I don't think I see a grandstand.
There's a few dotted around. What makes me think, why are we going back to Asia when we've already been there?
It's not saving the planet, is it? No.
Australia, China, and then why are we then going back? Why are we going Europe, Baku, Singapore,
then
Texas?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
That.
No. There we are, our Greenpeace activist on the podcast.
But do we end up in the Middle East though, don't we?
We do. Yeah, we go back there. So yeah, we do.
So we go halfway back there.
Yeah.
So what's all that about?
Yeah. I mean, Ted's done a piece, hasn't he, about they have air freight and land freight and sea freight, and so, like some of the motorhomes like just will go to the last race, Abu Dhabi, and they won't go to Texas, and so there is method behind some of the madness, but yeah, it don't kind of make sense to throw Singapore in where it is. I feel like we're saying this every bloody race this year. It's not one of my favourite races.
No, it is.
I don't mind watching it, but yeah, I get it.
I'd love to go and watch it, because I think it'd be absolutely ridiculous to see him fly around at night.
It's Singapore's class anyway.
Yeah.
But to be there for a race weekend as well, just...
Yeah. To be fair, under the lights, like you say, it was the first one under the lights. The close proximity to the walls anyway. Probably if you're there, it'd probably be awesome. Probably a bit too hot.
There's just too many chicanes, don't you feel that? There's no...
Yeah.
As soon as they seem to get going, they then end up break. Like, they can't... There's no single corners, like nice corners where they can kind of... Because it's a street circuit, isn't it, I suppose, by its name.
It also seems to have, like, the biggest motorway bridges over it. Like, the tallest bridges I've ever seen. The track is so far down. It's like 20 stories below an actual road above it. It's like Miami, the just over the track. These, friggin' hell, it's like it's way down.
From what I remember from when we went to Singapore, what was that, like a year before John was born? The main straight that, it's on like what you probably want to call it the dockside kind of thing. You go over that in a bloody... Christ, I forgot what we call them.
Airplane.
Cable car.
I don't know why me doing that kind of thing will actually describe it. Cable car.
Cable car, right.
Gone over that on a cable car, and you're looking down, and it's like, fuck me.
Wow.
You're traveling to like a smaller island just off the side of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's class there.
Any other race points?
No.
I don't think so, no.
No. So Russell won, Max second, Norris third. Then we had Piastri, Antonelli, Leclerc, Alonso, Lewis, Behrman, Sainz. Obviously, Lewis dropped with Alonso for his 5-second penalty. McLaren are Constructors Champions, we touched on. Drivers' Championship, Piastri is still in the lead with 3.36. Norris has got 3.14. And Max is 2.73. I think Max has got to outscore Lando by 10 points a race. That might have grown a little bit after this result.
If he wins every race, sprint race and race, he can still do it.
Yeah.
It's still in his hands. Even if Piastri finishes second behind him, he's still got enough points to win by 2, I think.
Yeah, but one that also including race just gone.
Yeah, I think it was.
So it might be. The odds might be better now.
Yeah.
But I know I've got a great one here. Points by Max Verstappen in the last 4 races, 86.
I know.
Points scored by the second Red Bull driver in the last 37 races, 84.
Wow.
Fuck.
Wow. I think we've touched on it. I think this Piastri-Norris battle is going to heat up. Now the pressure's off of the constructors and McLaren can basically sit back and go, you be selfish. You do you. Whoever's in the lead will get the priority pit stop, but you guys go for it. With what happened and with the way Piastri's suddenly turned, will he be this cool Australian for the next races? Or will he be this feisty, badging wheels and crashing?
It depends if he gets pole. Depends how far up the grid he is.
What did you say, James?
I think he'll bring a bit of a fight back. After that, I think he's going to be like, right, well, you know what? We've done the constructors now, so you know what? Gloves are off. But unfortunately for Piastri, I think Norris is in the exact same mindset now of, well, you know what? Fuck it.
But this is why I can see them two just taking each other out. And Max just toddling up going, Thanko. Terrible Dutch accent there. I apologise to all the Dutch listeners. Yeah, I started and I committed.
That was Mike Myers doing.
I spoke a pancake.
I love God.
So 2 weeks' time, we've got a sprint weekend. It's Texas. James, do you want to cover the predictions?
Yeah, none of us got any points.
Fantastic, great.
So you're still in the lead with 35. I've got 23. Tony's got 22. Charlie's got 11. And Beth has got 28.
Any further updates from the FIA on the investigation?
I did get some form of threat.
Nice.
I think she called you 2 names as well.
Nice. It's nice to see the FIA being very impartial.
I think I was called a dick. So I just responded with a laughing emoji. But I don't know if she was serious or not. I've still got legs. So
there we are then. There we are. So USA, host goes first. I'm going to go Max Norris Piastri. So just undo everything I've just said about them two taking each other out. Max is going to win. Norris second, Piastri third. I'm going to go James.
So ever since I've been putting this guy in the lead, he's had a shitter. So I'm going to stick with that because either I'm going to get good points out of it, or I just get what I really, really want. What I really, really want is a Ziggy Zigar. Hi, Jerry.
Oh, he's done it. He's done it. With
so I've gone Piastri for the win.
He will do it for the rest of the season. He's going to get
Piastri for the win, Norris second, and Max third.
Nice. Tony.
I'm going to go Lando for the win, Oscar second, Max Verstappen third.
Have we got Beth and Charlie's?
Yes.
So Beth's
gone Lewis, Lando, Max.
Hamilton, Norris, Max. Okay. And Charlie?
Charlie has gone Norris, Russell, Piastri.
Nice.
Well, that wraps up the Formula One, which leaves us a few minutes to talk about this weekend's shenanigans. Know you Formula One fans, all 2 or 3 of you that listen, probably don't give a shit about the next 5 minutes. So thank you for listening, you guys. Goodbye. Hull KR are in the grand final again. back-to-back. Willie Peters is Coach of the Year. If by any chance Willie Peters listens, well done. You deserve it. What you're doing for our club it's amazing. And I know it's not just you, it's also your coaches and your players, but you're the leader of this gang. And fuck me, these times are good. These times are great. So
yeah.
I know James is going to grand final, Old Trafford, Manchester. I know me is going to the grand final, Manchester. Tony's nodding at me. Tony's going to the grand final in Manchester. What's your predictions, boys? Because I haven't been saying this very loudly, but I've got a sneaky feeling we're going to win.
I'll go first before James. This is easily I think you'll both agree here. This is the biggest game of probably Rovers' existence, maybe, surely. In our living existence, it is easy. This game, basically, it just makes us immortal. It makes us immortal. Only few teams have done it. Only few teams have won the actual grand final. But we have the opportunity here to literally just put this team, put this club in folklore, not just in the UK, but in the world, in rugby league history forever. If they haven't done it already. I feel like we're going to win. I just feel like the stars are aligning. I said this to you guys earlier on this week. I just feel like we're going to win. Everything just feels like we're going to win. Every result, every news article, just everything. It just feels like we're going to win. And it'll be hard work, but I feel like we're going to win. I feel similar to the Challenge Cup, and we did that in the last second.
But they all count.
Fucking wins a win.
So
I hate it when you talk.
Me?
Because you get so deep and you use all these big keywords and buzzwords and stuff like that. I've been fine about it all week, and now I'm pretty certain I could shit through the eye of a needle hearing that, because now I'm just like that. We're going to win. We're going to fucking win.
Look, if we don't win, I'll be disappointed on the day. I know I will. But it's so that treble has been only done by 4 teams.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
we're playing in red and white.
We're playing in the home kit. We're in the home dressing room. We're in red and white. Wigan have lost 2 or 3 grand finals in the away kit. We owe them one. I think all the players are saying it. Sam Luckley said it. It's a revenge game. We've learnt our lessons. Jared's got off his ban.
Oh, every game ever since the last one finished. Every single Hull Kingston Rovers fan, anybody associated with a team, we're getting there next season. We're beating them. That is the aim. And you get every interview, every fan you ask, every post game, everything. It's just one more until we get to the grand final.
It's one more game. It's what they've wanted from day dot, and even when they've got the 2 other trophies, you know they're happy, but at the same time, it's like it's not what we're after. But having them 2 trophies now, they're going to have that kind of edge. Like, you know what?
They've got the confidence.
Fucking go for it.
They've got the confidence. They've got the skills. They've got the leadership. They've got the club, the backing, they've got the fans. Who wants it more? Sometimes it boils down to that. They've got it. Absolutely us. Out as well. It'll come down to luck. There'll be a lot of luck, a lot of decisions, but us and Wigan throughout the whole season have had decisions that have gone nicely towards us.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So we're both similar in that respect.
All season has been about getting back to the grand final. That's all it's been about. After we lost last year, the whole season has been about we get back there and Wigan's the team we play.
Yeah, it was always going to be Wigan as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
come on, the Robins. Come on.
It's got to be. Jared's off the ban, like you say.
His experience.
His last game.
Yeah. Mickey Matt's
down
last
under
game.
the mental about him.
Look, our first try.
The Australian assistant. Willie's the Australian assistant head coach.
Yeah. Our first try against Saints was forward. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah.
But how Burgess's was disallowed when he caught it on halfway line and ran, I'll never know. Because that was a try all day long. It wasn't escorting from Reece Martin. That was a load of bollocks. Because he watched the ball literally as it dropped. He didn't turn. He didn't look at Lomax. He didn't do anything. But like I say, we've both had the rub of the green. We've beat Wigan this year. They've beat us.
Lee looked the better team.
They did for 25 minutes, 30 minutes. They did.
So watching that game, I don't feel as nervous about playing against Wigan as I would normally.
No. So yeah,
moments win games.
Oh,
That happened in the grand final last year. Bevan French danced around Mikey, scored. That broke it.
That one dummy pass.
It happened at Lee. It happened Lee Wigan again.
Do you
Lee
know
were on
what?
top of them.
Do you know
Wigan
what?
scored.
What a quote to end it on. Moments win games.
Big.
I love that.
The biggest players step up at the biggest times, and they're the best players.
Yeah. Well,
Tyrone did it in the Challenge Cup. Will Mikey do it? That's the biggest question I've got when it comes to Rovers. Will Mikey Lewis step up? Will he have a good game?
Do you know what? With him not getting Man of Steel last night, I think he might want to go and prove a point.
It could be.
If he'd have got it, he might have floated through that game. But now he hasn't, and Jake Connor got it. I think it might give him a bit of a me.
Big players come in the biggest and hardest times.
Yeah.
Let's see, Mikey. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I might see you guys on Saturday. I hope we bump into each other.
It's going to be emotional. Very emotional.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm a nervous poo now, so thanks, guys.
No problem. As long as you haven't done it.
There'll be many more.
Brown pants on Saturday.
Double layers.
For the win.
Have a good one, guys. Again, thanks for everyone listening. Thanks to Andy. Thanks to Cookie Cast. We will see you guys soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there we go. What do you think of that? Another one done, another one gone. Thank you for joining the guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here, part of this. If you want to be a bigger part, click the like, share, subscribe and comment buttons. Leave a comment, leave a review. Check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There we have social media links and an email button, and that way you can get in touch with us. Get in touch with these guys, just say hi. Just want to let you know, I absolutely love your podcast. That's it for this one. Till next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Cookie Cast.